Hello beautiful people, I'm Crazy Ginger Ninja and this is City Skylines episode 4. So I've been busy at work behind the scenes. I have named every single road that was already in the game, and then after that I moved on to putting trees and sound barriers up. See my short for how much that really affects the noise pollution. It's brilliant. I've also done a little bit of work on this highway, doing a bit more lane management, and then I filled in all of these roundabouts as well. I finished off the parks, and they're all in much better position. So with that out of the way, let's crack to it. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe and share. Okay, time to convert this junction into a proper DDI. I've already swapped the lane sides. Okay, first things first, let's turn this road into a big boy road. And now we add another one in the other direction and we can get started on our main central area, which actually isn't anywhere near the starting square. But I figured, seeing as this is where the industry is, this is where we should start. We're going to need a proper beefy roundabout in this section here, so I'm going to measure 7 out, and that should give us an 8-node roundabout. So top tip, if you're going to get an 8-node roundabout, then you need at least 7 units across to do that. If you do anything less, it will just be 4 nodes, and I think if you go over 12 units, then it becomes a 12-node roundabout. So yeah, we'll have that one in there. We'll have a nice long line out here. Don't worry about the power lines for now. We'll sort those out later. They're not going to affect anything right now. I've got it on pause because I was about to have some money troubles. So we'll see how that all goes. We're also going to bridge over in this area here, and that's just so that we can put another industrial area on the other side of this highway, and then later on we can connect that up. And we're just going to grid this whole thing. Like, this whole thing is just a nice big grid. We're going to connect up all these. It's too low. I'm going to have to redo that section of road, and it's probably going to make bridges that I don't want. So this side over here, we're going to have a wee bit of commercial zone, but I want to create an elevated highway, not a highway, but just an elevated road from off of here that turns directly into that. And comes in at a roundabout at the middle of it, and that's going to sort of ease the traffic flow. We're just going to use Anarchy to drop this down here, and then we can bring, we can get rid of that, and then we can bring the 2-lane roads to meet up with the end of that, and that should, if all goes to plan, there you go. How nice is that? We just put them on there, and then we curve them in. And we can have the rest of it. I might curve those roads out actually a little bit, just so that it's just so it meets the roundabout a little bit more nicely. And we do it just like that. Again, lots more gridding here, but this is eventually going to be a roundabout. We'll transform that later down the line, and we're going to shorten the number of nodes on it as well. I've got a plan for that. And now, in the meantime, we're going to start up this second industrial area over here to make sure we make a bit of money. Now, in my experience, industrial areas are your money makers. They are what's going to bring in the dollar. Lots of one-way roads. You want like a circle in the middle, a roundabout in the middle. It's more of a square about, but you know, a roundabout in the middle. And then you want one arm which is going to take all of your raw materials, one arm that's going to take one processed product, and another arm's going to take another processed product. So we'll build all that now, and we're just doing for now two of the kind of lumber yards and one sawmill, and that should do it for now. That should do it early game. And let's not have the same fail as last time. Let's keep all of our power connected up. That would be a bad thing. We should all be prepared to listen to Biffa a bit more, because holler to that man, he's got a really important point. Walkability is absolutely key. We want these people to be able to get around on foot without any obstruction, so we're just going to chuck these pedestrian paths going over the highway, which should make it easier for people to get to and fro their place of work on the other side. Oh my god, I am so ADHD today. I'm just all over the place. Okay, we're back at this. I'm actually going to finish this roundabout that I said I'd make, and we can make it 3 nodes, and I have made it 3 nodes. but we're gonna make it obviously so that there's just one node for each turning, and there's no dead nodes. I call them dead nodes. I don't know what if there's an actual name for it, but a dead node to me is a node in a roundabout that isn't being used to turn. There should always be parts of the roundabout that you can turn off. Every node should be a turning, and if not, you've got too many nodes. It's really that simple. But we're going to put a car park in the middle of this would-be roundabout, and I've got a really big top tip for the car park. So use the Move It mod, and just grab every node that surrounds that car park and the nodes of the car park itself. Once you've done that, go to set object height, and set it to the height of one of those nodes. Doesn't matter which one really, and then you bring it down a little bit because the road on the top left was just a little bit too high. In fact, I might bring that back up and just bring that corner road up a little bit, but you want them all to be at the same height, and the reason is because when you place the parking spaces in, the parking spaces will be at the height that the centre of the parking spaces are at, which means sometimes they clip through the bottom of the car park, or cars get parked in midair, and it just doesn't look very good for realism. So yeah, flat car parks, guys, flat car parks are the way. Plop down some car parking spaces, et voilà, la pièce de résistance. And as always, don't forget to grid in your utilities. Right, now we're just going to plop in a little bus road here, so that we can have a connection through, and we will be matching that up with the industrial area on the other side. We'll have another bus road out on the other side to reach the industrial area, maybe. Yeah, here is good for now. Here is good for now. And this isn't going to be a permanent road, so from here I'm just going to drag it straight onto the corner of that roundabout, I think, and just drop the buses straight in there. That's perfect. So I dropped in this this road with bus lanes on the outside, so to make sure that everyone can get everywhere, I've got to set every lane from each direction to be able to go everywhere, and I'm going to have to set this lane up like it as well. Then after that, the buses can go in every direction, the cars can go in every direction. It's much smoother. So now, after all of that, it's just a case of grid it and watch it get built. There's not a lot more to it, if I'm honest, guys. So I'm going to grid all of this in. I'm going to have myself a nice little sip of coffee or two, and then as soon as I am done, we'll see how much money we've earned, because we're kind of on minus 176 at the moment, so we ain't doing anything after this. We just gotta hope the tax income rolls in and is good enough to us to to provide for the rest of the city. Hopefully that industry will do us some good as well, but let's see.
6.5 hours later.
Okay, so I added in my bus line and waited about half an hour, and I barely made 30 grand. So we're going to make this little park, and hopefully that'll level up our residents enough that they pay us a little bit more on the tax income here. And I've literally got to wait for enough money to extend this further. I literally can't build any more houses. So, well, looks like another cup of coffee.
3 weeks later.
Screw this, it's time for a loan. We're going to throw down on some industry, and we're gonna try and make that money back. I'm hoping here that if I just bulk up on raw goods, then the profit from that should carry me through, regardless of what happens here. I'm just gonna move this one over. Now they're in line, and that should make it easy when we go to building the rest of it. I haven't got enough people working in this industrial area, and I think the reason that I don't have enough people working there is because I haven't given them like basically zero options. I need to restrict their job options and just make them work for the state. Come and work for the state, Conrad. We will look after you, feed you, clothe you. Oh damn, forgot to do these lane connectors. Better chop those up quickly. Okay, while I've got a couple of seconds to start building and a couple of thousand in the bank, I'm going to build the other bus lane, which is going to go underneath that park there and over to the other side. So that should be a good little number. Then we can have like an A route and a B route. We've like got one going in either way to that like industrial section, and we should be able to filter in quite a few people that way. Alright, brick by brick we are getting this housing estate built. It is going to happen, and hopefully we'll get our 5,500 people, and at that point we can get a nice big splash of cash to give out and start spending on that industrial zone. Industry level up. That's what we're looking for. So the tax income and the industry income has just been rolling in. So I'm chucking down a bunch of these new, what are they called? Sapling farms. They make way more per square meter. Small tree, no, it was the other one. It's the sapling farm. Yeah, it's this one. So these sapling greenhouses make way more per square meter. So we're going to chuck a few of those down, and that should really ramp up our production. Okay, so now as you can see, that temporary bus lane has got to move. It is going to have to move somewhere else, and I don't know how I'm going to fit this in. Probably with some great difficulty, or maybe with a 1 unit wide road or something. But either which way, I've got to fit out my paper units up there. Yeah, I don't think that method's going to work either. I'm going to have to do something else. Yeah, hopefully this will be a little more effective right here. I'm going to rebuild this bus bridge slightly as well, so I'm going to like curve it around, and then that way it's not going to be like in the way, but I need to like build an entire second bridge so I can like get the mathematics of it right and get the correct number of units, because I want like this perfect curve that angles the same amount to the right that it does to the left to meet back up. So I should have this done fairly quickly. Yeah, I think that'll do it just nicely. Perfect. Slips right behind the back of the paper unit, and we should be able to get our buses in that way and through the other one, which I'm still not done building. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that when we've got the money again. Oh, hey, look at that. We've got money again. I've been on and off messing with disjunction because I'm trying to make it yet more efficient as a DDI, and I can't work out how to do it. Like I'm putting the time traffic lights in. I didn't do that earlier, so these guys have just been crossing over into the middle of the road and basically killing each other with no control. I completely forgot I'd unlocked higher density. Let's go. We'll have a bit more of that. And the higher density has ruined my traffic flow, so I'm going to have to spend the next pre-detail session fixing all of that. I think that's just about all we've got time for here, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Make sure you stick around for that montage, and we'll see you in the next one.